So the first step with eTendering with Excel is to export the BQ. So you get the BQ that you want to export on the screen. You can go to eTender and you can say export blank tender to Excel or export current tender to Excel. So we'll go with blank tender to Excel. You'll see it refreshes it and asks us to save the file. So we'll call it eTender2 and export it to Excel. Step 2 is then take a look at that in Excel, and by default it will be protected. So if we go to review and say unprotect sheet, it will unprotect it. We then want to protect just some of the cells, so we can select all. We right click and say format cells, and we go to protection and say that we want to lock them all. Then we can go back to the two columns that we're willing to let the contender edit or enter rates into. Right click there and say format cells, and we turn the lock off. We then go and protect the sheet and give it a password and confirm it. We can then save that file, and we might save it, and that's the file that we can then send out to all the tenderers. Step 3, when the tenderer receives that file, they can open it and they can then enter their prices. So they can enter unit rates, and it will extend it for them and produce the summaries. They can enter number of rates. They can if they want to enter a rate only item, then they can say that their rate breaking out rock. They can enter the rate, and in the extension column, if they put RO, then it makes it rate only. If they want to put a lump sum against an item, then they can just go into the extension column and type in the lump sum. If they want to say something is included, they just go into the extension column and type INCL, stop. And if they want to exclude something, they can type EXCL, full stop. They might then come on and price the other items. So you'll see as they go down to the next page, might put in there. All the totals are totaled and collected. The collection pages you'll see here, it takes it right through to the summary and right through to the end of the document. So that's now fully priced, that document. They then save that, so I say file, save as, and this might be tender C, and they can send that back to you. Once you get that tender back, you ought to check that it's still protected. That means that they haven't been able to change any descriptions or quantities. So we go in just to check that it's still protected. And you can do that by just going to review, unprotect sheet, and checking that your password still works. It does, so we won't bother saving that. It's done. The last step is to import it back into Masterbill Elite. So we go back to our bill, we can go to eTender, import rates from Excel, we identify the file we want to import, we then identify the tender that we want to import it onto, and we choose whether we're overwriting rates that are already there or not. In this instance we're not, and we say OK, and it will import those rates for us. We then need to switch to that tender by going to tender C, make that our current tender, and you'll see those rates that I've put in are now in here. So you'll see we have rate-only items, included items, excluded items, and lump sums, and unit rates. Now this is ready to do other processes such as compare tenders. So you can see each item, if I scroll through, I can see for each item what the rates compare and the percentage difference. I can do that at any level, so I could just do it right at the top and say compare tenders at this point, and it'll give me the overall difference. So tender A is 38% lower than tender C. Tender C may not be winning this tender. And then you can also use analysis tools if you check those out in the help file to compare tenders and do charts and all sorts of other things from that. Hope this helps.